Welcome back, everybody, and today we're talking about a couple things, but first I want to get off to a little bit of a small announcement. So I have numerous social media. The difference is there's another page that I've had long before this YouTube page came around, and my Instagram page. It was called Creative Thinking. It's all of the paintings and the drawings that I've done. It's on a Wix website. It's on a Facebook page. There's links on the actual channel links for my YouTube page. So if you go on the YouTube page, up to the top, right above the featured channels section, or in the bottom right corner of the banner, there's 3 links. There's Creative Thinking for Facebook, Creative Thinking for Wix, and then the Make Stuff Cheap Instagram page. So there you go. I don't really have a set name because I do all these different things, so I just go by my name, and then the organizations or the projects that I have on other pages, like the Wix and the Facebook, are Creative Thinking, and the Instagram is Make Stuff Cheap. So this is where everything's going to come together. Hope you enjoyed. Anyways, now that we got that out of the way, I want to get into the actual video. Today we're going to be talking about my Infinity Gauntlet. Now, this is a little bit of a short, it's not really an in-depth video because I don't have any photos. What actually happened was, my original phone, I had a Galaxy S6 Active when I was building the Gauntlet, and what happened was, for some reason, it said water resistant, dropped it in the sink, full sink, which was not smart. It sat in rice for 3 days, but it wouldn't charge after that, and I tried taking it places, we couldn't get it to work. I only have it in hopes of trying to get the hard drive out, but yeah, I had recordings of me making stuff on here, and I had pictures of everything. It was depressing because I lost everything, so I didn't have any proof that I built this on my own time. There are some videos and some pictures that I found on my Snapchat when I did record them. Those are on the Instagram page. If you scroll down far enough, there should be a post exactly, well, it should be one of the 50 or some posts I've done so far. It's talking about how this was before I upgraded everything. In fact, let me find the clip. There it is. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Go back. Okay. So here's a video of the Infinity Gauntlet before I changed everything on it. Right? Please load. I don't have time for you. There you go.
It's finally done. All the pieces, everything. I just finished it about half an hour ago.
So
It's finally...
that video was April something of 2018. And that was before I repainted everything and added more detailing. It was fairly basic back then. But I want to break down how exactly I built this thing. And if you've been on my Instagram page before, you've seen it numerous times. It's been featured plenty of times, actually. With that being said, so how this came to be is, obviously the movie was coming out for Infinity War, but my friend Mike and I didn't talk to him for 3 years. And my sophomore year of high school, I hit him up on randomly on Snapchat. I said, "Hey, you see the new movie coming out?" And he goes, "Have I not seen the movie? What are you talking about? How have I not?" And we got talking to about it, and Hasbro was just releasing the $130 one, whatever, at the time, so it was really expensive at that point, and we didn't have that money. So we looked at it, and we built stuff, and I said, how about we make the Infinity Gauntlet? And he said, okay, let me put some pause on these projects, because at the time, he was building a hydraulic-powered Black Panther retractable claw set, which was amazing, and I haven't done anything with hydraulics yet. What we did is I stayed up for a couple days, and I was looking at different reference photos and trying to get as much research done as possible so I could record this stuff. And I found so many different photos. I found the actual diagrams for the Hasbro toy, and then I found David Guyton. At the time, I was already drawing up templates and measuring out my hand to try and make it fit just me, just to be cheeky like that. And I found David Guyton, and he is an amazing YouTuber for, I want to say blacksmithing, but I'm not exactly sure because he works a lot. He's a lot more with armor crafting, so I'm just gonna call him a smithy. There we go. He's very good at his job, and he has a template. At the time, it was very basic, but he had a template for the Infinity Gauntlet that he was gonna make out of, like, I believe 18 gauge brass. I can't remember, but there's a whole video. I'll leave a link in the description below. It was cool because he left the template and he said, I mean, I can't make money off it until they make it take me down. The template's up for free. So I snagged it, printed it off, and then by hand edited what I needed to try and make it as screen accurate as possible. and I got it. I finished it. I cut it all out and had all the cardboard pieces, and for 3 days that stuff sat in my floor, and I couldn't find a glove. And I went to my grandmother's garage after 4 days. Mind you, this was during spring break, so I had about 2 weeks to build this thing in time for going to a competition and bringing it. So I go to my grandmother's. She has a leather welding glove, and I tried it on. It was really stiff and I didn't like it. So then I found another one. She had cloth welding gloves. I can't remember the name for the life of me, but I took it, asked her for it, and she said sure, go ahead. And I took it to my house, and I was up till about 3 in the morning gluing all these pieces on as accurate as I could, but I didn't have any of the fingers yet. It was just, this stuff was done. Everything else wasn't even thought of yet. It was just the glove painted gold. And what happened was my grandmother found this out, and I told her I don't have any money, so she ran down to Dollar Tree and got me some one-sided sticky craft foam. Basically, without my grandmother, this thing wouldn't have been finished in time. So thank you to her. I've already told her this a lot of times, that a lot of the props I make are with the machines she has, and I'm very thankful for that. What happened was I took that one-sided craft foam and I stuck it to the fingers. At the time, these were really blocky, which you saw. It looked a lot more square. What happened was these started crumbling and the paint was coming off. So I took after I repainted everything at my art class, after about a month after making this, I took the fingers and I repainted them, and then I heat treated them so that they formed to the fingers, which unfortunately shrunk a couple pieces, but it turned out just okay. And then the gems, I never mentioned this, I completely overlooked it. I jumped straight ahead to remolding the fingers. The gems, or the stones, or the gemstones, or whatever you want to call them, soul gems, these were made out of hot glue. And a lot of people ask me, how did I make the stones, or where did I buy the stones? These were not bought. The way I did this is I took tin foil, all 6 of the colors, and I scribbled on the colors on there. Although I didn't have yellow, I had chartreuse, which just looked ugly. So I did orange for the Mind Stone, just very little of it, and then hints of yellow. So yeah, the Mind Stone is pretty much transparent, but there's still gold in it if you look closely. Anyways, so I took those, I colored on the dry erase marker, and then what I did is I put big globs of hot glue that were about 1/4 inch high. And when hot glue cures, for those who don't know, hot glue will cure into more of a transparent thing. The ones that I use are Gorilla Glue, so they are pretty much solid white. Just when they're heated up and they get less, or when they're taken apart, they start to get more milky, but they're not solid. It's started to get less transparent than this. With that being said, what I'd do is when it got really hot, I would take the hot glue and I would take the gun, and when it was mainly cured, I would take the hot end of the hot glue gun and I'd poke it right on top of it, so I'd pull up little mountains of glue, which is how they got so rough looking, or pointy, which I am very, very proud of myself for that. Now with that being said, when the hot glue was done drying, what it would do is the dry erase marker would pick up and mix, so the color would spread everywhere, and it would turn the hot glue a different color. It started out like this, and it went to this stuff. I love it so much. Now eventually what happened, the gems weren't really too reflective, and they weren't bright enough for my liking. So what I did is I took these 5 off and left the Mind Stone on. I took the 5 other ones off and I colored the back of them white, which is why this is really bright, and I love that. It's very vibrant. The only one with tin foil left now is the Mind Stone. So now with that being said, that's pretty much it. It is just cardboard, a welding glove, and one-sided sticky craft foam. There's numerous tutorials you can find online. I'm not going to do a tutorial for the Infinity Gauntlet. That's it. This thing is almost 2 years old now. It's cool, right? This is another one of the props that I have very, very special, not connection. It has sentimental value. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word. Sentimental value. And I will not sell this. I mentioned my frequently asked questions video. I'm not going to sell this, so please stop asking. So, now that I got that out of the way, if you guys want to check out Creative Thinking on either Facebook or Wix, the links are in the description below. If you want to check out my Instagram page, that's also in the description. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you I hope you like and subscribe today. And if you do, if you want to receive notifications from my uploads, make sure to hit the bell icon. Otherwise, since YouTube sucks, you're not going to get a notification. Otherwise, that is it. Thank you all, and have a nice day.